Hello, everybody. Corey here. I am going to go over ULTY's trades and holdings for August 20th. I know it's been a minute and I apologize, and I don't know what's happened to my ULTY workbook, but it's like things here and there have messed up. But I think I've got until I just saw a formula messed up a while ago for the name of these companies. I fixed that. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, here we are. Obviously, I can't go back over the weeks. I do have the data, but it's another thing that then I don't end up doing this because then I feel the need to copy all the trades over and get all that organized before I do this, and then I don't do it. So I'm just going to go over the trades and holdings for yesterday. Just a reminder, I'm not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I just gather the data and present it to you so you can be more informed. Please make sure that you have done your due diligence. You've researched, looked at all of these, you've read the perspective and understand the prospectus and understand the risk involved in these. So normally I would do the daily roundup, but I wanted to go in here because, it's been a minute. We have several new tickers here. So we have ANF, which is Abercrombie and Finch. And then we still have Space Mobile here, AST Space Mobile, Kava Group, Chewy, Coinbase, Carvana, Foot Locker is back, LabU is back. So this is a biotech ETF here. And then we have MicroStrategy, NVIDIA, and then On Holding, AG is new. Then we have PanW, which is Palo Alto Networks Inc. Looks like Palantir is still here. QQQ, Reddit, Sunrun, Sentinel One, that one's new. Cassava Sciences, that's new. And then we have Upstart. So we have quite a few new ones in here, ones that haven't even been in here before. So I just wanted to go through that first so we knew which ones as we went through here. And then somehow I have QQQ on here twice. Let me see. Oh, it wasn't on here twice, so I don't know why. Oh, it's not in alphabetical order either. There we go. All right. So, obviously, I don't have the data on here when these were first, in the group, what their starting IV was and all of that. Of course, I can go back through the trades and see when they were first in the group, but I wouldn't have that initial IV since I wasn't saving this specific daily every day. So I've just moved some columns around. So these are the current IVs for all of these here. And then we have, let's see, today, what day of the week is it? I'm sorry. Today's Wednesday, I think, right? Yeah. So yesterday's close here is going to be obviously Monday, and then current is going to be actual yesterday, which was Tuesday, since I'm doing this on the morning of the 21st. But yeah, yesterday did end up being a red day. As you can see here, ULTY was down 3 cents, which is 0.27%, while the S&P was down 0.2%. We only have, looks like about 4 of these that were actually up. PanW, of course. And then it looks like we had slightly up Reddit and what was that? Cassava Sciences? I forgot. So I'm going to have to leave this open because I'm going to have to get used to some of these new ones. Like I've heard of it, but I didn't know. I've never paid attention. No, that was Sentinel One. I never paid attention to the tickers because I've never looked these up, though I've heard about them on my daily podcast stuff. So Sentinel One. was up 1. And then, of course, we have Foot Locker there, just up a few cents. But if we look at the Space Mobile here, down 11%, over $4. Sunrun was down 6%, Upstart down 5%, Coinbase down 4%, Chewy, Nvidia, Kava, and Sava were down. Oh, and OWN were down 2%. So then here's just a roll-up of the trades here. And so Pan W was just added to the, nope, Pan W was closed out yesterday because they were way over the strike price, sorry. So that's why that's some big stuff down there, because they had to, one, they closed out of the stocks, actually, which makes that wrong, right? Clearly, that's one thing I forgot to do on here. If I'd update my formulas, I wouldn't have to do that, would I? So that one's new. So we only closed out of one stock. So that will actually be positive. Sorry, I did do this one later last night after work. And so I am working late now for the next month or so as we go into year end. So I'm going to do my best to try to juggle this stuff. All right. So I had fixed that there. And then for Abercrombie and Fitch, that would be right, because this would actually be a new position. And then Pan W, sorry, I didn't finish that at the bottom there, which means these totals are not going to be right at the top either. Sorry, apparently I'm not totally awake yet. Pan W short calls, the reason that's so high is because we'll see, on the trades here. Where was it? The straight price was $3.50 and the stock price was at $3.65. All right, then we have the net assets over here of all of these. So it looks like we do have some of Pan W left. Maybe they had a couple of strike prices. We'll see when we look. And then we have on at only like 5.2 million, Space Mobile at 7, which that one did drop a lot yesterday. And then the rest of these look like they're somewhere around an average of 10.5 million or so. MicroStrategy's the biggest in the bunch, but it did, well, actually it went down yesterday, but it's gone up some this week from the 130s, or 130. It's gone up a little bit from there. But let's look at our trades here. So we see the Abercrombie and Finch there. These won't expire until next week with a 180 strike price. And then we have Pan W here, where they've closed out of what appeared to be one of the strike prices, which was the 350. Obviously, I need to update my color codes here. And the stop price is at $3.65. So, yeah, it's $18 off. But when they did this, they ended up paying $24.23 a share to close those out. And then we have QQQ. So they've closed out the 476 strike price that was going to expire today. And they paid $5.59 a share to close that out. And then we have a new one for Friday with a 486 strike price. But okay, So the reason they paid the $5.59 is because they were over the strike price by $4.26 yesterday. And the one for Friday were underneath that, but only slightly. And we received $1.81 in premium there. So we'll see how this goes. But we're only $6 or less than $6 under that strike price. But we can see that when we go over here to the holdings. All right, so I'm going to close those. I'm probably not going to remember all of them, but let's go through here. So we have Abercrombie & Fitch with the short call for next week with 180 strike price. We're under that 8%. Then we have this Space Mobile with the 32 strike price expiring this Friday, and we're over that 7%, which is crazy because they went down 11% yesterday. And then we have Kava Group here, 103 strike price. We're underneath that 5%. Chewy, 28.50. We're underneath that strike price, 6%. Coinbase, we have a 212.50. We're underneath that 7%. That stock did go down 4% yesterday. Then we have Carvana. The strike price of 152.50 expires Friday. We are over that 1% or $1.68. Of course, this did go down a little bit yesterday, so maybe it'll go down a little bit more before Friday. Then we have Foot Locker short call that expires next week with the 33 strike price. We are only underneath that strike price by 39 cents. What's wrong with my market values? Awesome. Okay, so it's not like that on my regular holding sheet. So it's just something to do. Somehow it copied over the name there. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just gonna copy, paste values from the original sheet. All right. So then we have LabVIEW here. We have a 133 and a 135 strike price. Unfortunately, the stock is at 139.51, and these went down a little bit yesterday, slightly, right? Because it's a red zero there. So we're over those strike prices, 5% and 3%. So we're looking at $6.50 and $4.50. So we hope those come back down because $650,000 to close those out right now. And then we have MicroStrategy. We have 3 strike prices, 139, 140, and 143.50. MicroStrategy was up yesterday at 141 at the beginning of the day. So of course we ended down, but it was all the way up there. So we got to be careful with that. Of course, we'll know they'll just pay it, right? But let's see, we're underneath those strike prices, at least as of close yesterday, 4%, 5%, and 7%. Of course, yesterday was going up too because Bitcoin was going up. Let me look. So Bitcoin is back about 59,500. So it's green at this moment. Our futures are green right now. So we'll see. Anyway, NVIDIA short calls expire next week. We are over both of these. 122, 125 strike prices. We're over them by 4% and 2%. And the stock did go down 2% yesterday, but it would still cost us inching on up to $1 million there to close those out. On here, we have a 43.50 strike price. So let me go back to NVIDIA. So these also, again, these don't close until next week, right? So we still have a whole nother week. The possibility that the stock market will come back down as we're heading into September. So they will probably leave these here in hopes that the stock will come back down. But the OWN, we had the 43.50 strike price. We're underneath that 4%. So let's move on to PAN W. We have a 370 strike price. The stock came up 7% yesterday to 368. So we're only under the strike price 1% or $1.99. Then we have Palantir here with a $33 strike price. We're underneath that 2%, which is only like 68 cents. Of course, it did go down 1% yesterday. QQQ, our new 486 strike price, it expires on Friday. We're underneath that 1%, or what is that, $5.74. So we'll see how that goes. And then we have Reddit, $57 strike price. We're underneath that 3% or a couple of dollars. Sunrun, 2050 strike price. This dropped, or we're under this strike price 7%, but it dropped the 6% yesterday. I don't recall hearing anything about it, but I'm in like a zone throughout the day now, and I keep the podcast down lower because I need to think. Of course, pre-market, we're at 1950, so it's coming back up. Let's see the news. All right, Sunrun with the buy rating as of this morning, so maybe that's why it's going up. I wonder if I know they were talking about solar something the past couple of days. I don't know if it was another solar company that might have reported or not. But I did hear something about solar the past few days, so I don't know. I'm not seeing anything that just jumps at me looking at the headlines. But then we have Sentinel One here with a $25 strike price. We're underneath that 4% or $1. And then we have Sava here. And what was Sava? Sava is Cassava Sciences. That makes sense. So Cassava here, $29 strike price. We are over that 3% or 86 cents. Then we have Upstart with 2 strikes. We have a $39 strike price, which we're under 2%, which is only 62 cents. And then a $41 strike price, we're underneath that 6%. Of course, I guess that means it's a good thing that these dropped 5% yesterday to get up underneath those strike prices. All right. And I know I don't have the short call, all trades and premium data up there, but it's going to take me a minute to get all those trades copied over from my other workbook to this workbook and try to get everything back updated. And I can't even guarantee that that's going to happen, especially as I go into, I'm trying to get all this stuff done around my property, which I haven't done a good job this past week, or this week. And then also the fact that I'm going into work and working, closer to 12-hour days for the next, on and off through the end of September, beginning of October, as we go into year-end close. But I figured, let me get a video out and see what I can start doing here to start trying to cover this some more. I think this is just one of those things. It takes a little bit more effort to do this one. So it's like my mind wants to mentally block it out. So I apologize there. I'm sure y'all have something like that in your life that you try to avoid until you just have to. But I'll try to do better. We'll see how this goes. But anyway, I will talk with y'all later. If y'all still even care about ULTY, let me know. I mean, this stock drops so much. Of course, it's sort of been steady around this price, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later.